All right, calling the Transportation Committee to order. All members except Member Abraham and Member Bloomfield are present. Approval of minutes, do I have a motion? Motion by Member Reeves, second by Member Abel. Any questions? All those in favor vote aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. All right, recommendation payment of bills and appropriation transfers totaling $466,442.20. Do I have a motion? A motion by Member Abel, second by Vice Chair Soldner. Add Member Abraham to the roll. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, all those in favor vote aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Do we have any appearance by members of the public and county employees?
Chair Rogal, we've had no requests this morning.
All right. Departmental matters, 5A1, request approval of a letting for the March 22, 2023 project and material letting. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abraham, second by Member Abel. Jerry?
So this is our oil and chip letting that we do for the year, where a lot of the townships do the maintenance on their roads. And so we do three separate bids. We do one for the county, one for the south half, south of Route 9, and the north half of Route 9 is how we split the townships up. And then it's basically all one big bid. And so each of the townships have some of them use different oil, different type of aggregate, and that. So then, so Bennett Construction was the low bidder. They're the contractor that's been doing our oil and chip work for quite a few years now, and so they're the only bidder. And so they'll start that work probably here in the middle of May, whenever they can get going. They're also doing some of the post-construction wind farm work for Sapphire Sky and for Blooming Grove. Bright Stock's completed. And then we had a couple other, there's some material quotes on here for some type of oil that we use in a Durapatch machine. And so that was for some of the townships. And then we also had a project in Division Street in Chenoa, and that's resurfacing from Route 66 to Route 24 to Route 66, and that is we're going to do that this summer. The city of Chenoa is doing some water main works. We're kind of holding out for them to get completed, and H.J. Epple was a low bidder on that project.
Do we have any questions? No? All those in favor vote aye. Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. 5A2, request approval of an engineering service agreement with Hampton Lenzini and Frenwick regarding the Golden Bridge, Section 23-00044-14-BR, Lexington Leroy Road, CH21 project. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abraham, second by Member Reeves.
So this is a bridge about 2 miles north of Leroy on the Lexington Leroy Blacktop. And it was originally constructed the original part of the structure was in 1933. And then it was widened and a new deck was put on in 1972. And so it's starting to show its age and some of the stuff that was built in 1933. So you kind of can see some of the issues on the new deck that was actually constructed in 72. So there's kind of a side view of it. So it's a 2-span structure. We're probably going to end up putting a 3-span structure back there. Not so much it's going to be any longer, but just to kind of open up the channel a little bit more so we don't have the closed abutments there. And then, so here's some delamination. You can see this is in the pier, some of the cracking that's going on. You can see you can tell this is constructed in 1933 with all the stuff coming out of the cracks in the concrete there. And so you can see right here is where it was added on to in the 70s. And so this is kind of just the next county bridge on the list that we're looking at in 2025. This is So this is like a spalled area in the South Bay. We took this picture in January 2020. So we inspect, this is a bridge we inspect every 2 years. And so you kind of can see the concrete starting to break off. And then in 22, the more the concrete was breaking off. And so now you can start seeing rebar. And so that's kind of what's spurring us to, so we got a problem with underneath it, the decks starting to deteriorate, and then also the piers with the caps and stuff. So kind of got multiple things going on here that we want to address, and so that's what we're looking at doing. And so you can see there's some of the drains that are that freeze and collect the salt, and then they break out break the concrete out, and so there's some more cracks there underneath the structure. So what we'll be doing is so this has got kind of what we call like curb and gutter with guardrail. So the new bridge will not have any of this curb. It'll be an open bridge, basically, so the water can get off there. We won't have those drains in there or in the new structure. So this is with agreements with Hampton Linsby and Renwick. They're out of Springfield. They do a lot of our bridge work, county bridges and township bridges, and so. So the 58,000 is for the engineering agreement, and so yeah, this will be a project we do in 2025. We just have started early to make sure we can clear all the environmental, and it usually takes about a year to a year and a half to design these types of projects.
Do we have any questions? No. All right. All those in favor, vote aye. All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. 5A3, request approval of bridge construction petitions for joint culvert replacement number 1 and number 2 for the Lexington Road Bridge. Do I have a motion? Motion by member Abraham, second by member Abel. Jerry?
So the Lexington Township Road Commissioner had called us and wanted us to go out and look at a couple culverts he had concerns with. And so these are what we call joint culvert projects that we do with the townships. And so we go out and we look at it, and we size a culvert, and then we kind of come up with an estimated cost of what the project's going to entail. And then so in order to qualify for a joint culvert, he has to be taxing above 0.125 in his road and bridge fund, and then the total cost of the project has to be 0.02% above his equalized assessed valuation. And so if those two things are met, then it qualifies for a joint culvert, and this is all per statute. So this is a mechanism where the county helps out the townships, and so we're going to do these as joint culverts, and the highway department will be doing the work for the township when the time comes. So we'll get these pipes ordered and get them installed sometime this year. And so we got two locations. The first one was a 66-inch culvert, and we're actually going to go back with triple 42s, just because there's not a whole lot of cover over the pipe right now, and so we're going to spread that out. And then the second one is on 2600 North Road, and it's kind of a mess because it's got like two different culverts, and they're all kind of going different ways, and so we're going to take all those out and put them in one location. So there's a 48-inch and then a 24-inch, and we're going to go back with double 42s in the same spot and kind of clean the ditch up a little bit. And I think there's even some tile work we got to deal with there. So this will be a good project for us to do this summer yet. We got a few of these on the books from last year that we got to get done as well.
Does anybody have any questions? Member Abraham?
How often are townships reaching out to us for help with their municipal construction projects?
A fair amount. I mean, we were always advising them on different projects or different issues they have, whether it's drainage related or roadway related. And we do a lot of these culverts for the townships. We probably do 10 to 15 a year, I would say, and just depending on, some of them are bigger. Some of them might not qualify for joint culverts, but then we also just go ahead and install culverts for them if they need to. So, a fair amount.
Anyone else? Nope. All right, all those in favor, vote aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. All right, we'll move on to 5B, items to prevent for information. Jerry, Highway Department Facilities Resurfacing.
Yeah, so the same time that we were taking bids on the MFT projects and the oil and chip lighting, we also took a bid on our resurfacing out the highway department lot there. So this is working with administration using ARPA funds to resurface that lot. I think the last time was in the early 90s. It's been resurfaced. So we've done like patch mill work. So this is actually going to redo the whole entire lot in there. So it'll be a good project to get done. And so H.J. Epple was the low bidder on this one as well.
Any questions? Vice Chair Soldner?
Thank you. Are we also going to do the front parking area?
Yes.
It's going to be the whole thing?
Yeah. We're actually going to even add a turn lane in off Tawana Barnes.
Okay,
So to make it safer
that's
for
probably good.
to turn in. We've had a couple accidents there, so
All right,
I think it's time. So yeah, that's all included in that.
thank you.
Anyone else? All right, thanks. Anything else, Jerry?
I was going to mention, so we're coming into construction season, so our Lake Spur Road project that we have out for bid, or that is going to be starting on Monday, April 10th. And so that's a widening and resurfacing project. That'll probably take about 4 to 6 weeks to complete. And then also next week, probably towards the end of the week, we're going to do the Horse Farm Road reconstruction project. Start that, and so that's since that's a whole reconstruction, that road's going to be completely closed down from 136 to the county line. The residents along that road will still be able. It's a 2-mile stretch. They'll still be able to get to their homes, but that's going to be a big project, so they need to get going on it so that we can try to get that done before harvest starts. So hopefully the weather cooperates and we can start moving some dirt.
All right. Department matters, Administrator Taylor?
I have nothing to share for this committee.
All right. Does anybody else have any items of business or communications? No? All right. I'd like to touch a couple quick things. You should have gotten an email about statements of economic interest. They're due Monday, May 1st, so make sure and get those in. Also, today is Election Day, so if you haven't voted yet, make sure and go out and vote. Our next meeting is May 2nd, so nothing else. I will see everyone then.